Hi, Toby Keith here. Like most of us, I love driving. But too many people die every year on America's roads. So always buckle up, slow down, drive sober, stay focused on driving.
I'm retired Sheriff John Wetzel. Every day, officers enforce traffic laws to keep our families safe on the road. So drive smart.
And do your part to save lives.
A message from the National Sheriff's Association.
WWDB 860 AM Philadelphia and WPEN HD2 Burlington, Philadelphia. The following programming is sponsored by the Fishtown, Kensington Area Business Improvement District. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of this station, its management, or Beasley Media Group.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Good morning, everybody. And those melodic tones from Ren and Stimpy tell you that the greatest gift to your eyes, ears, all senses is now here. Of course, it's your weekly dose of infotainment on Find It in Fishtown Live here on WWDB 860 AM, brought to you by the fabulous Fishtown District for all things awesome, special, tremendous. Look no further than the fabulous Fishtown District. I am your pilot, your host, your Mr. Rourke, dare we say. Now, I'm going to have to explain that to the tattoo to my Mr. Rourke, my co-host, Kae Anderson. Good morning, Kae.
Good morning, Mark.
You don't know who Mr. Rourke is?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Never heard of it?
Nope.
How about tattoo?
Nope.
Matt, do you know any of these people?
Oh, yeah, that's from Fantasy Island.
Attaboy. Do you know what? Now, she's still looking confused. Which is, by the way, the look I'm normally accustomed to on a daily basis.
The plane.
That's, oh my God.
Good?
For your one-man show, we now found an imitation you can do.
Wow. Thanks.
Hervé Villachez.
And nobody will know who it is.
Yeah, well, Kay doesn't know.
Certainly not.
So that was on after The Love Boat. I know you've heard of The Love Boat.
Sure. That's an old TV show.
That's an old TV show. And Fantasy Island was you would go on this vacation to where?
Fantasy
Island. And he would greet you in his white suit, and tattoo was like his little person helper. And you would have a wish, and that wish would play out for you, hence the fantasy, but it would also teach you a lesson. In many ways, like the Find It at Fishtown Live here on WWDB 860 AM. And Kay, after that very factual and interesting interlude, where can people find out more things about what's happening in the Fishtown District?
You can go to fishtowndistrict.com.
By the way, did you ever speak like that in any other tone anywhere else other than when you say fishtowndistrict.com?
I think
because your voice just goes to a different level there.
I think this is the same voice that I use when I'm frustrated and trying to control myself.
I've heard that as well several times.
So that's the only other time.
But besides that, you actually can watch us and see all the magic that is happening here in the Fishtown District Studios. By the way, this is actually named. WWDB named the studios for us. Thank you, Matt. And where can people find that?
They can go to our Facebook page, Fishtown District, or catch us on YouTube, Fishtown District.
And if you want to give a call in to really talk about Fantasy Island or anything else we are speaking about, give us a call at 888-329-3306. That's 888-329-3306. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The crowd is gathered outside our studio today. You're all still coming down from the high that is listening to Blooming in the Garden. And remember, always, always spray your weeds. So you know what? We're going to saddle up. Take the very pleasant and happy journey to the magical land of Kae's Corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
Nobody.
Listen to me now.
Pay attention, honey.
Kae's Corner.
That's never going to get old for me.
Never old. And by the way, especially that's for those that don't know, that's our producer, Matt, at the very end of the song, I believe. Is that you? Going Kae's Corner.
Kae's Corner.
Very well done.
It's not my real voice, though.
This is seriously state of the art here.
Oh, absolutely.
We skimp on nothing. But Kae, as I tie up the horse, polish the unicorn's, what do you call that? Horn?
Yeah, I guess
that
so.
sounded wrong. Well, tell us what's happening in the corner today.
So, of course, it's always a busy week over here in Kae's Corner and in the Fishtown District.
It's a magical place in Kae's Corner.
Absolutely.
Magic.
So, tonight we have our final Makers Market of the season.
Oh, my God. Where did the time go?
I know. Crazy, right?
That's hard to believe that it's been, the summer, like, people are going back to school. And by the way, and this is okay for the corner, so I'm not overstepping. Have you got the overabundance of pics on Facebook of everybody's child is either going to college or starting school? Have you been in on, or are you still too young to have that?
I'm a little too young.
Oh,
Most of the
ready.
people that I graduated with, their kids are like preschool.
Everybody, and listen, kudos to everybody for going to school.
Right.
But it's the law, so you have to go.
Yeah, I don't know why it's something to celebrate. But
Now, I say this knowing that my, of course, awesome, handsome, incredibly smart son will be starting his senior year at Central High School next Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, I will be... Thank you very much. Thank you to the crowd outside. So, of course, I will be breaking my own rule and, of course, posting it next Tuesday. But anyway...
Are you going to be one of those guys with on the curb? You'll have like the beer, like, oh my God, I could finally relax. Type of picture?
No. I like him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't like school. I still have nightmares about being in school. But this is Kae's Corner, Matt. Kae should be the one is the
Quit trying to
focus
take
today.
it over.
Kae, I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
Needs to be talked about.
Yes. So anyway.
So tonight is our last Makers
Yes.
Market. And we are joined again by the lovely Maxie Mandel, who you heard.
She was awesome.
And she's going to be joining us performing again at 6 p.m. So come on out tonight. That's at Kensington Community Food Co-op, 2670 Coral Street from 4 to 8 p.m. And it's also the last night that their cafe space is open for the season. So come on out and enjoy it.
Oh, well, it's been an awesome. You did a great job with it. You have a lot to be proud of. Kae really kicked butt in putting that together and running it in the, I guess, well, I'll probably feel like that tonight too, the oppressive sun and heat that it has been this summer, certainly August. And
yeah, whoever told me or like made me think that having a weekly event throughout the entirety of the hottest months of the year outdoors was a good idea.
I don't think it was me. I mean, I did show up the once.
It definitely wasn't you, Mark. I'm pretty sure it was me. I did this to myself.
Yeah, but you did a great job with it. So and so please go out. It's a great time, and Maxie he really kicks it with that voice. And
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think we traumatized her too much when we had her on the show, so she'll still be able to lay it out.
Hopefully, yeah. But in addition to our
there's more.
last Makers Market tonight, you can come on out tomorrow evening as well. We are having our Under the L Bazaar, which is under the L, the elevated line, on Front Street. So that is in partnership with Evil Genius Brewing Company. We're going to be bringing out I think the list is over 40 vendors at this point.
It's incredible.
And it's everything from T-shirts, merchandise. Let's see, we have jewelry, we have food, we have juice, we have
Marc and Kae.
Oh, of course, and we have live music. So
who will be playing?
This lineup I'm actually very excited about. We have Sereni Salinas starting us off.
I don't know her. Is it a her?
It's her and her partner Coco.
Okay.
And they are the Latin-inspired duo that I've played on here before.
Oh, okay. Dig that.
And then right after that, we're keeping with a similar theme and transitioning over to Gringo Motel.
Like them.
Yep.
So that's one that I think I've requested. So
Yes.
very excited about that.
Absolutely. So they're going to be playing during the heart of the festival, right when you want to be grabbing some food and getting dinner. And then as soon as they wrap up, we're going to have Rhythm HB come on and take us out with some soulful tunes.
Yep. Rock it out. Matt, will you be joining us tomorrow night?
I have to work, but I will be there in spirit.
You can feel the emotion just coming through the microphone from him, can't you? It really wakes you right up.
I think he was
work.
trying really hard to find an excuse.
Yeah. I'm going to have an earache tomorrow.
I do. If you want to check, I'll be at Parks Casino.
No, I believe you.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But
What will you be doing there?
There's Cuz's Corner for 97.5.
Oh, I mean, there's other stations besides this one?
You mean there's other
Other
shows
shows?
besides
Yeah,
Find
How
It in Fishtown?
dare you?
Yeah, they all just started. They wanted to follow in.
I don't see
Colazzo's
WW. Yeah, well,
See, Mark,
good luck.
we made Matt such a sought-after producer from this show that everybody just wants to work with him now.
You're
That's
welcome,
what it is.
planet Earth.
But anyway, so come on out tomorrow night under the El Bazaar. Again, that is going to be happening in front of Evil Genius. So that is on Front Street between Cecil B. Moore and Palmer.
I believe that's the 1700 block.
It is the 1700
Look
block.
at me knowing things.
Hey, it's almost like you filled out the permit or something.
It's somewhat like that.
And that is going to be happening from. Oh,
you hear
Lord.
that?
Yes, we can.
hear that?
We sure can. From
It's like a
5.
little kid found another thing to play with.
From 5 to 8. So join us again from 5 to 8.
And the best part is this is going to be kind of like a series
Yes.
for through September.
Yes.
I think there's going to be like a ton of them.
Yeah. So Evil Genius is trying to do a 10 for something.
10 for 10?
10 for 10. I think that's what
It's
they
their
called
anniversary.
It. Yeah.
I know that.
So they're turning 10 and they're trying to pop in 10 big events before they do so. So this is the first of the series. They're also having an Eagles event on September 12th.
Yes, that's the second game of the year.
Thank you, Matt.
Exactly.
They are planning a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's good. That's if anyone wants to see our producer Matt dressed up as Frankfurter, which we see every Wednesday when we come in, please come out that night. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be really fun.
You will be disappointed.
I always am.
And then I heard a rumor that there's also maybe a Back to the Future night in the works
With
with
one of the original DeLoreans
Dun,
that were
dun, dun,
used in the
dun.
movie. Pretty exciting.
Are you gonna watch the movies before that, Kay?
I'll think about it.
Oh, I
How many
forgot
months do I
she's-
have?
Like, I got to be honest, like in the corner, like a special place like Kay's Corner, like a classic movie should be like on a continuous reel.
It should. I just saw it. They had the other day at one of the channels. They had the whole trilogy.
She's
You-
okay.
you okay?
She's a little verklempt. Pick a topic and talk amongst
supposed
yourselves.
to drink the coffee, not
Rhode
snort it.
Island, neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
You guys are making me laugh too, which is not helping.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have, but by the way, we were covering for you right there. Keep going, Matt.
Is that what that was?
You want to hear something to make you laugh? Check this out.
Marc Colazzo.
Oh my God. Woo! That definitely helped. That made it all better.
That is the way. Do that again. I love that. And his name is Marc Colazzo.
Oh my God.
I want that playing every time I enter a room.
Yes.
But by the way, he lost on Saturday night. John Cena.
Oh yeah.
I know you're part of the C Nation.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the corner.
So anyway, like I said, they have the Eagles event. They have the Back to the Future event coming up. Check out all of these events coming up at Evil Genius's website, or you can go to fishtowndistrict.com.
And also stay tuned also for a first Friday in October on the other side of on Front Street.
Yep.
In front of Philadelphia Barber Co. We're going to have like an artist night and all this fun stuff. And we'll actually invite our guest today, since he will actually, Jay Pross, of course, owner-operator of Art History 101, will be joining us tomorrow night under the L. So please come see him. We look forward to hearing his story. But we're not done in the corner yet, are we?
We're not. Of course not.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed something.
No, it's definitely time for Kay's track.
K-Track. 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 K-Track of the week.
Word.
So it's been a while since I played hip hop, so I had to return to my roots.
Yes.
And a good friend of mine actually just dropped an album. So if
LL
you
Cool
guys...
J? Are you friends with LL Cool J?
No.
Oh.
No, that's not who I'm talking about.
Oh.
His name is Vu. So if you look up VOU $,
Well, I like that.
yeah. If you go look that up on Spotify, you can find all of his music. The latest project that dropped is called Fear vs. Love 2. It's a great project, one of those projects that you can really sit with front to back. Good deal of tracks. The front side is super hip hop heavy. The back side has some R&B flavor to it. And you can find Fear versus Love merch at the Under the L Bazaar on Thursday. And stay tuned for the documentary produced by myself coming out soon.
I apologize. I'm still laughing at the John Cena.
I was wondering what you were laughing at.
That's a lot of stuff that Vu does.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He also, he's a great guy, but he's involved in the community. He has a community fridge and a storefront area up in Mount Airy's section of the city. So if you have food donations, if you want to get more involved in that community, please reach out to him and get involved. But this track is in memory of his Uncle Joe.
Aw.
And I was actually just at a memorial cookout for Uncle Joe this past weekend. So this is called Message to Uncle Joe.
Love it.
Father God, we come as humble as we know how. One thing this past year did was make us slow down and give thanks for the many blessings. Falling short because we human come with plenty lessons. Right. You move the pieces round the board how you see fit. I learn to trust them rather than being on defense. I sit down and reflect. I think about honor, manhood, and respect. Those are things that Uncle Joe made a priority. This pain runs deep, he left behind more than me. I'm Vicky, cousin Jess, and little Joey. You know how big a role he truly played if you know me. You know. He never missed a moment, never missed a milestone. He always had my back regardless of the outcome. Sukasa, Mikasa, thank you for the memories and loving us proper. Yeah, I wish that I could find a way, somehow that I can reach you with these words I say. Sometimes I wanna spread my wings and fly away. Keep my head up to the sky, oh Lord, I pray. They say that time will help us ease the pain, but we know that things will never be the same. Missing all your jokes and the way you grin. Wishing I can hear your voice just once again. One more time. I wish that I could find a way, somehow that I can reach you with these words I say. Sometimes I wanna spread my wings and fly away. Keep my head up to the sky, oh Lord, I pray. They say that time will help us ease the pain, but we know that things will never be the same. Missing all your jokes and the way you grin. Wishing I can hear your voice just once again. One more time. Thank you for the tools I pass down to
So that
my
was
seeds.
Message to Uncle Joe by Vu.
Love that. Very, I was just saying to you as you was playing, a very gospel feel, very spiritual.
Absolutely.
Love that vibe to it. So that'll be another one of my requests for one of the many other events we'll be doing that I'll have music at. But where can people find out more about him?
They can go to any of the streaming platforms where you stream your music. Type in VOU $.
Love it, love it, love it. Before we leave the magic that is Kae's Corner, I just decided we're going to play the game here because I think it's what better place to do that.
I'm excited for the game today.
It is a good game today. We're talking about America's favorite game show. What's Marc wearing?
Oh, hi, Marc.
Hi.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today?
And What's Marc Wearing is brought to you by America's favorite showplace, Fabrica in the fabulous Fishtown District. Come see legs kicking, flames throwing, Kae a coffin, and the best in dining and drinking that you'll ever have at Fabrica, Fabrika. So, got to keep with, of course, TV that maybe, just maybe, Kae has seen before. Now, she's staring at it. It is a show that is played during your adult lifetime. Do you know it? I don't want you to answer it. You don't know it. So, this show is actually based in Philadelphia, of course. And this was the famous musical scene when Charlie was trying to win over, of course, the love of his life, Waitress.
Okay.
And he wrote a musical, and it went a little something, and the main song went a little something like this.
Daylight. Yeah, I like that.
Dayman.
Dayman.
Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the
Sun.
Gotta let it play out.
You're a master of karate
And friendship for everyone.
A dayman, that's it.
Dayman.
Fighter of the night, man.
Oh wow.
So of course we're talking
Champion
about
of the sun.
the night man cometh. The music
The master of karate.
and friendship for everyone, Kay. The master of karate and friendship. Of course, it's the shirt from Roosevelt's about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever watched this show before?
I'm familiar that the show exists. I have not watched it.
And these people truly are like the lowest of the low life that you could like. They're like so.
They're Philly bar rats, right? Like
Yes, exactly.
the
They're Philly
idea.
bar rats. So now you didn't see the scene that Matt and I had to cut of it where Charlie, who's writing, of course, Dayman, is how do I say this? He was getting intoxicated by huffing paint.
Oh, yes.
Not a lesson you want to teach the kids, but hey, it's a great shirt. And we're going to be back in 2 and 2. Of course, we're going to get to our guest who has waited patiently.
Wait. The socks.
See, the socks don't match today. The socks are just, ow, my Beatles Abbey Road socks today.
Oh, okay.
So they match just because black kind of goes with everything. And I didn't have It's Always Sunny socks. And this was on the top of the drawer.
Gotcha. Okay.
But they're cool, and it's like a cartoon.
Yeah, it's like a caricature version. They all have big
Exactly,
noses.
walking across Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Beatles, Kay?
Yes, I actually have Abbey Road on vinyl.
Atta girl. I used to have Abbey Road on vinyl.
See, music I can do, movies not so much.
Well, maybe next time I'll wear a Beatles shirt. I don't think I'm going to, but maybe next time I will. But I think we've left, the theme of the show today is, Kay?
It is finding fashion.
Find your fashion in the Fishtown District.
Yes.
That took me 3 hours to come up with.
And I clearly forgot it in all of 3
In all of
seconds.
2 seconds. And we have one of the biggest streetwear designers in the world joining us today.
Sure do.
Jay Pross, owner-operator of Art History 101. So after he's listened to our nonsense, we're going to take a break, pay some bills, and bring him back to hear about his story and all his great work here on Find It at Fishtown Live.
It's been part of Philly for over 10 years, so Rivers Casino Philadelphia knows how you like to play. With better odds, more playtime, an upgraded rewards program, plus a state-of-the-art sports book, great restaurants, and more. Everything that real players want, without the overpriced distractions. Rivers Casino Philadelphia is for those who play to win, not play to pay for some fancy new place. Rivers Casino Philadelphia, always on our game. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Really? And skip.
Want me on your team just a little bit. Take a look around, you can see they're all
And skip. You can skip songs, but don't skip the doctor's office. Talk to your preteen's doctor about how to safely come in for their well visits and recommended vaccines. Really? And skip.
A public service announcement from Vaccinate Your Family in collaboration with Merck.
After I got out of the Marine Corps, coming back home, it was just a mental breakdown for me. I was on the verge of giving up. That chapter, that season in my life was over. Now what? Who was I? That's what I kept asking myself. The pressure to have it all together, to heal, to quiet down the monsters inside, it was too much. I lost it. I had heard about the Wounded Warrior Project. I had seen the logo and that visual of a warrior carrying another warrior. The programs that the Wounded Warrior Project offers, it's not just the veteran themselves, it's their whole family. It brings it all together. We have scars that we carry, and just because the scars are there doesn't mean that we're any less than what we were. Right now, I'm the best version that I ever have been of myself. I can embrace the brokenness.
You wouldn't go into battle alone. You don't have to fight this alone. Visit woundedwarriorproject.org/notalone.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy.
Oh, you're feeling it. Happy and joy. Of course, you're listening to the greatest thing for your eyes, ears, senses. Find it at Fishtown Live here on WWDB 860 AM. Brought to you by the fabulous Fishtown District. For everything awesome, for anything you want to do ever, go to fishtowndistrict.com. And, of course, if you have any questions for us, you want to call in and participate in all the infotainment, give us a call at 888-329-3306. That's 888-329-3306. And, Kay, as we diligently listen to our commercials leading in, every time I hear that Wounded Warriors commercial, I just want to give that guy a hug.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he might find that odd since he doesn't know me or ever met me, but
yeah.
You don't really feel it. And with that, you know what? It's fashion time. And, of course, who better to lead the discussion than
yourself.
me, than myself. But this guy is a friend, a trendsetter, an entrepreneur in the truest sense. This is someone who he's an art institute graduate, started out small, working for another company, built his own Art History 101, and his designs have been worn by such rappers. Now, I know one of these, so I'm going to read them, and I'm going to, but Kay might know them. Actually, no, I know two of them.
Okay.
PD Crack.
I know him.
Soulja Boy, I know who that is. Reef the Lost Cause.
I know him.
DMX, so it's three. I know three.
I know him.
Royce da 5'9". Tone Trump,
Yep.
former president of the United States, of course.
Different one.
And, of course, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yep, I know all of them.
See?
I even know a few of them personally.
And now this gentleman is here now to tell his story and tell about where he finds his inspiration, me, and where people can get his merchandise. We're talking about the one, the only, Jay Pross from Art History 101. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Jay, was that literally the greatest half hour of radio you've ever heard?
I think you found your dream job.
Yeah, that I could talk and people have to listen?
Yeah.
So, Jay, let's talk about you, because this has been, before we get into your background, really a year, I don't want to use, in many ways was awful, but many ways had a lot of blessings for you, because with pandemic and other things. So tell us what's been going on with you and Art History going through the year and what we can expect going forward.
Okay, so on March 5th, we were celebrating our 11-year anniversary at our store on Frankford Ave, and there was a devastating fire that happened at 5 o'clock in the morning when nobody was at the store. We lost everything, all of our inventory, all of our machines. And right now we're just climbing our way back up to the top.
Now, what's one of the things, and certainly I've had the pleasure, Kay, of working with Jay over the years, is the loyal following that he has, that people immediately jumped in. I mean, and Jay, you could tell the story how people, really your customers just wanted to help. Can you tell a little bit about what they did to try to make sure Art History continued as a brand?
Yeah, well, one of the most amazing things was that the fire happened at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So it hit the news when people were waking up at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. People were getting the news. People are calling me, texting me, and I was pretty devastated at the time, so I'm not answering. But people just started showing up at the store and just pretty much hanging out with us, me and my family and stuff, just to make sure that we were good. After that, my family set up a GoFundMe for me, and the first event we did, we just called it the Art History Fire Sale, and we had like hundreds of people come out and support it. So it's pretty awesome.
And fortunately, you actually had a very elaborate, very good-looking mobile showroom.
Yes.
And that ended up actually being your salvation in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. So like 3 years ago, I had this idea to just have similar to a food truck, but just clothing. So we could take the store anywhere. So during 2020, when COVID hit, we didn't use it at all since all the events were shut down. But when the fire happened and things started to open back up, that's pretty much been our store the last 5 months.
And tell us a little bit before we get, and your story is a remarkable one, and I think it's one that adults and people like my son need to hear about how you can follow your dream.
I'm sorry, Mark. I thought you were going to say, like yourself, to call yourself a kid.
Well, I think clearly, first off, your words hurt. And
My bad. I'm a bully.
Not appreciated. But this is about Jay today, and let's not interrupt, Kay. I apologize, Jay. Kay can be rude. But so in a lot of ways now, that mobile showroom, you've been able to go bring art history all over the region, of course, including, of course, our lovely hamlet of Fishtown. And has this been a blessing for you in some ways?
Yeah, I mean, it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and we pretty much are popping up every week, sometimes twice a week, and all over the city, all over the suburbs, surrounding areas of Philadelphia. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
So let's go back in time. We're going to get back in our time capsule here to probably a day I had hair. I was semi-young, Kay. And
if
young
you guys can't see me, my eyes just got really big.
Young
like he
Jay
had hair.
Pross is figuring out what he wants to do. The little lost soul, graffitiing all over walls. And tell us about how this concept, art history, came to be.
Well, I started making shirts just off a Rest in Peace shirt. One of my friends passed away. I was about 18 years old. I made a Rest in Peace shirt. I wore it out right like the day before the funeral. All my friends asked me where I got it from. And it was funny because none of them believed I made it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll make you guys shirts. So the next day for the funeral, there was about 20 of us that all were wearing the shirts I made. And it was kind of like it kind of just took off right from there. People started asking me to make other things. 6 months later, I started the Art Institute of Philadelphia. And within my second semester there, I got a job working for Mesquite, which was a worldwide brand. From working at Mesquite, I got to dress a bunch of celebrities, got shirts in a bunch of music videos. I got to tour the world. I've been to Europe 5 times, all over the country. And I pretty much plateaued at Mesquite, where I kind of reached a level that there was no going up any higher. So I decided to start art history and go off on my own.
And what was your goal with art history, with the designs? What were you looking to achieve?
I just love what I do. I love doing art. I love seeing people's reaction when they see the shirts, when they wear the shirts. You already know this saying, Mark, Deion Sanders, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, you get paid good. So I love to be the person that helps people look good and feel good, you know?
What was your first big design that you felt like at art history, like, all right, I got this. This is what I should be doing?
Well, there's been a lot of them.
Tell us each and every one.
Right. Like it's funny how things work now with social media, because when I first started doing clothes, social media really wasn't a thing. I've been doing it for over 18 years now. So recently with social media, it's funny how things trend. So like, even though that this wasn't one of the biggest shirts or a shirt that really says a lot about my career, but when Donald Trump said bad things happen in Philadelphia, we were one of the first ones to put it out. And that shirt really took off. We sold hundreds of that, maybe even thousands.
One of the things I really love about your line is it's very true to Philadelphia. You can find a lot of nostalgia in a lot of your designs. So talk to me a little bit about where that comes from. Why did you want to showcase the vibe of Philly so much?
So when I first started art history, I wasn't selling a lot in Philadelphia. Like when I transitioned from Mesquite to art history, and when I was doing Mesquite, I was traveling once a week outside of Philadelphia. So when I started art history, I wanted my foundation to be around me. So one of the first designs that we did was a shirt that says Philly Representative with the skyline on it. And we literally got like every rapper in the city that shirt. And it popped up in music videos, at award shows and different things. So we just established a foundation here. And that was very easy for me because being born and raised in Philadelphia, I could just like take inspiration from the things I see around me and just turn that into art. And people just seem to love it. Like people from Philadelphia could tell that this is authentic Philadelphia gear.
Absolutely.
So, when did you first get when and where did you get your first brick and mortar?
First brick and mortar was 11 years ago at Frankford and Princeton and Mayfair.
I'm familiar with that location.
You
by
know,
the way.
Mark, his store is the only reason that I ever went to Mayfair.
Well,
That was my first
we did
experience
our
with the
best to
neighborhood.
listen, he isn't I mean, people were coming in all over the place, especially when it was drop day, when something was dropping. So, what made you pick Mayfair?
That's where I was born and raised.
There you
It's
go.
my neighborhood. I went to school there, played sports there, everything. And at the time that I picked Mayfair, we had a little artist loft studio in Kensington. And it was on the second floor of a warehouse, so it wasn't a storefront. And you literally had to know me to get a shirt. And a lot of my people just weren't willing to come down Kensington. And I remember we went a couple of days without selling a shirt. We didn't have a website at the time or anything. I knew people wanted my product. So I said, if we open up a store in my neighborhood, I guarantee we would never go a day without selling a shirt. And we lasted there 11 years.
And let's talk a little bit about the journey of how that's grown for you. I mean, obviously, I've seen the place, and I mean, even from when I first walked in the door to meet you to recently, how before it was sort of, you had your product out, and now it's overflowing. So tell us, really, if you can even explain how you were able to grow so rapidly.
So I explain people like this, like, imagine a stock market ticker, how like you see it over like 10 years go up 10, 15, 20, 100%, but you never actually see the dips. So every time that I took a dip, I learned my lesson and I was able to just grow from that. So like, that's the thing, this fire that happened in March was so devastating, and it probably could have ended me as a business, but I'm just going to take it as a learning lesson and just come back bigger and better. And, I'm a big fan of success stories, and especially champions at sports. And you learn when you study success that you have to take losses to learn how to win.
And it's funny when you mention about taking lessons from life, from sports. In many ways, art, histories, designs kind of reflect that. You have your sports concepts, which we'll talk a little bit about, and then you have your pop culture, and then you have the brand. And tell us a little bit about how you kind of how your concept kind of incorporates all of those.
So I'm a huge sports fan. I mean, growing up as a kid in the Northeast, I've played every sport. And I'm super competitive. I have a brother that's 2 years older than me, and like growing up, me and him played sports against each other every day. We probably fought every day, and at some point of the day, one of us ended up crying. We were just super competitive. So I think that just turned into me being competitive with business. I don't like to lose, and I'm a hustler. I'm determined to win.
And talk about hustler. So one of the things that people know, because Jay's a very humble guy, is down where the shop was, in the basement where you printed, you kept a certain picture of you up. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was my mugshot.
Can you tell a little what that was and why you kept it up?
Yeah, it's it kind of humbles me and makes me realize that I was headed in the wrong path. I was arrested for graffiti, but at the time I was influenced by people around me that weren't headed in the right path. But that's kind of like what started my career. And this is a story that I really never told anybody, but when I was arrested for graffiti, my mom actually came to court and told the judge, like, I want my son to come home with me. He's a good kid. He just has too much time on his hands and he's putting his energy into the wrong things. My mom actually took me bowling right after I got arrested. So I said to her, like, why would you take me bowling? Most parents would like punish you or put you on timeout, whatever. And she just said, like, you're a good kid. You just need to put your energy in the right direction. She went out, bought me art books, markers, pens, papers, stuff like that, and just kind of like pushed me to do the art thing. So I think that picture hanging up in the basement of the art history store just kind of reminded me that every day.
And art history, in many ways, is a family business. Can you tell a little bit about, your family? Don't just encourage you; they're there, they're working.
Yeah, so my mom has been a big part of the company since day one. Someone who I could trust with money, and she just always believed in me. So
Shout out to Barb. Jay, we got to pay more bills, but we want to hear a little bit now of where you're going and some of the more popular designs that you've had. Can you hang out for one more break?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to be right back with the best thing ever. Find it at Fishtown live on WWDB 860 AM.
It's been part of Philly for over 10 years, so Rivers Casino Philadelphia knows how you like to play. With better odds, more playtime, an upgraded rewards program, plus a state-of-the-art sports book, great restaurants, and more. Everything that real players want, without the overpriced distractions. Rivers Casino Philadelphia is for those who play to win, not play to pay for some fancy new place. Rivers Casino Philadelphia, always on our game. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Teachers shape the future. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who'll make preventing pandemics their life's work. Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who'll help combat climate change. And generating possibilities for a student who'll be the first in their family to graduate college. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, happy.
Sing along, everybody. We are back to Finding a Fishtown Live on WWDB with special guest, entrepreneur and artist and streetwear designer extraordinaire, Jay Pross from Art History 101. And if you have any questions for me and Kay, or more importantly, Jay, give us a call at 888-329-3306. That's 888-329-3306. So, Jay, tell us about some of your favorite designs, whether it's something that you thought you nailed, or they were just so popular you couldn't keep them in stock.
Well,
and feel free to give me credit for any of them.
Yeah, well, one I could give you credit for is the Gritty shirt that we put out, and we sold tons of them. It's even got bootlegged and everything. That was a huge shirt for us.
That was an awesome one.
I gave my brother that one for Christmas a couple years back. Yeah.
Atta girl.
Yeah, so I credit Mark for that one.
Now I know.
I'm too humble to agree, of course, but
Yeah.
my man nailed it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I've been putting out a design probably once a week or once every other week for years. So there's so many designs that have came and went. There's certain ones that just stick with me. Might not be the best design, but just certain ones that have a story behind it. So the one that we did, Fly, Eagles Fly, that had Nelson Aguilar falling back in the end zone. That was special to me because I met Nelson Aguilar at an autograph signing, and he said, like, put me on a shirt, like doing the fallback. And I designed it, and I got up with him maybe 3 days before the Eagles played the NFC conference championship game on Super Bowl season. So I have a video of me showing him the design and him just saying, like, oh my God, like, we got to put that out. So we ended up putting the shirt out the very next day with the video. And man, that shirt just just took off. And then we won the Super Bowl, and it just seemed like at Frankford and Cotman, everybody was wearing some type of Eagles Art History shirt after the Super Bowl win. So,
And for those who don't know, Jay, what time on Super Bowl? I guess it would have been Super Bowl. Was it? It could have been still Sunday. What time did you go into the shop after the Eagles won to start printing?
as soon as they won. As soon as the Eagles won, I just dropped everything, ran right to the shop and started printing shirts. So.
You know what? And that also speaks to something else that I love about your brand is your uncanny ability to stay relevant and be the first when it comes to putting out a lot of this trendy things that are happening. How do you know or figure out what is going to trend and what you need to make a shirt about?
It's kind of just what I'm into. It's like the things that I'm into, sports, music, whatever, news, stuff like that. And I think that's what makes my job easy is the fact that I'm doing what I love and I'm just doing things that make sense to me.
So one of my favorite designs, I know one of the more popular one was Iron Mick.
Yeah.
Can you talk about Iron Mick and what made you think of that? And I know you got to meet a certain special boxer who also appreciated it.
Yeah, so at the time, like in the streetwear world, a lot of people were using like animation, Mickey Mouse, cartoon characters and stuff like that. So I kind of just took Mickey Mouse and morphed him into Mike Tyson with the tattoo and the gold tooth and the boxing gloves, and like it just made sense. And when I put it together, that was just another shirt that just really took off. And then I got a chance to meet Mike Tyson and actually give him a couple of the Iron Mick shirts. So it was pretty awesome. You know, growing up, I thought Mike Tyson, you know, the baddest man on the planet.
He was for a time.
Right.
I think I took that title probably about 3 years ago, and proud to defend it. So your designs have been worn by celebrities all over the world. Which is the one or ones, if you can even recall, that like just totally amazed you to see on social media that someone was wearing your product?
Yeah, well, so the Soulja Boy one is the Superman hoodie he's wearing in Crank That. So when I made that hoodie, Soulja Boy was really nobody knew who he was. He was kind of like a guy on YouTube that had like a lot of views and stuff like that. And his first song was Crank That. So I got a chance to do the hoodie, and I flew down to Atlanta and I was there for the music video, and I never could imagine how big it took off. But it was actually in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most reach of a music video. It's like you seen people in China doing like the Crank That Soulja Boy dance.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was pretty awesome to know that like my artwork was seen all over the world. So that was definitely something special to me. I got a shirt in Beyonce Check Up on a music video, so that was huge too. So another is DMX, you know, rest in peace that he passed away. But DMX was pretty cool too, because like we met him, we got him some shirts and stuff like that. And a couple of weeks later, I'm getting a phone call saying like, there's some guy on TMZ wearing one of your shirts. I turn on TMZ, it's DMX.
Wow. Wow.
And he popped up on TMZ wearing Art History. So after that, it was like my phone blew up. Our social medias blew up. So that was pretty awesome too.
And you also, I know a lot of athletes have I know one of the big things was like if Bryce Harper wore it, it blew up. You've had that. You've had Carter Hart. I think you've had Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
One of the
training camp.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson wore our shirt at training camp. That was huge for us.
And one of your probably your biggest designs that come out each year is your bleed green. Because I know, talk about that, how it started, and I know you just had a big release for one.
Yeah, so the original bleed green was just like a cartoon Eagles hat that said bleed green, and it did fantastic. I think that people are just as passionate as the Eagles as I am. So the first player that we actually put on a shirt was like a drawing I did of Brian Dawkins. And like still to this day, that Brian Dawkins bleed green is like the most sought after bleed green shirt that we have.
It's the first one I ever bought from Art History.
Yeah. So that shirt really took off because Alshon Jeffrey was seen in the locker room after we beat the Dallas Cowboys wearing that Dawkins bleed green Art History shirt. So a bunch of sports websites and stuff like that posted up the picture of him wearing our shirt in the locker room after that Dallas game. So man, that just took a whole new life onto that shirt, you know?
Sure. And one of the things I like to, so each year for Bleed Green, for those who don't know, he does another player. So was it I guess it was 2 years ago, you did Deuce Staley, but there was like a great story that went along as to why you picked Deuce.
Yeah, so there's usually a story behind every like a lot of them. So like the one I did Deuce was my grandmom had passed away, and my grandmom loved Deuce Staley. My grandma passed away at 99, and she was a huge Philly sports fan. So even in her 90s, she was screaming at the TV like, "Give Staley the ball," and like cheering Deuce on. So she had passed away in August. So the following year, we did the Deuce Staley shirt, you know. The year after that, we did Eric Allen, which was special to me. My little sister passed away from leukemia, but back in the day, the Eagles did a fly for leukemia or fly for cancer event. And Eric Allen and his wife actually took me and my family out for lunch. So when we put him on the shirt, Eric Allen's wife actually reached out to us. We kind of like rekindled our relationship, and she refused to even because I wanted to send the family a bunch of shirts, and she refused. So she actually went on the website and bought a ton of them to give out
awesome.
to people on the West Coast. Yeah,
That's dope. So what's the bucket list? What is left that are like big aspirational dreams that you want to accomplish with this brand?
I on the bucket list is an official collaboration with one of the Philly sports teams. I would love for Art History Sixers shirt to come out, or Art History Eagles, Art History Flyers. I would actually love to do an official collaboration with every sports team here in Philadelphia, but it's been on my bucket list for a little bit now. It almost happened with the Sixers, so we're still pushing for that.
Definitely.
So what's next for you and Art History, besides, of course, being in Fishtown tomorrow night?
Yeah. Well, now that we're, the fire made me take 2 steps back. So looking forward, I would like to open up multiple locations. I want to say Mark might be the only one that knows this, but right before coronavirus hit, we're actually going to open up a store in Fishtown.
Yep.
We were ready to sign a lease and everything. So that would have been our second location. So moving forward, I just want to open up some more locations throughout the city. I want to get up to 3 locations, different parts of the city, our website. But right now I'm focusing on the Philly stuff, but probably come 2022, I'm going to start branching out into other cities and start traveling and trying to get back into like the music video scene and stuff like that. When I was doing that, I felt like traveling and getting my shirts all over the world just gives you a different feeling. Lately I've just been doing a lot of local stuff, but come 2022, I'm going to open the market up and start traveling again.
So when the Fishtown District did our grand reopening celebration in, I guess it was June, when the restrictions were lifted and we wanted to do a kind of a big party to officially welcome everyone back. We were thrilled to have you and Art History there. Can you tell us what you experienced or what you thought of your first introduction to Fishtown and to our people?
It was awesome. Fishtown embraced me way more than what I even thought. Man, people just showed us so much love. Everybody came over, said how awesome the collection was. There were so many people. I must have had a handful of people saying like, I'm definitely buying a shirt. I just don't know which one, because there was just so many ones for them to pick from. A lot of the other business owners were saying, hey, we want you down Fishtown. So I'm really excited for tomorrow night to be back down there and see what happens.
And for those who are looking to find out and purchase your stuff, where can they find your merchandise?
Online at arthistory101.com.
Okay, you always have to close.
I sure do. So my favorite question to ask everybody is, what is your favorite spots to go in Fishtown? Whether that's for food, retail, etc.
Yeah, so I've been going to Johnny Brenda's for years. Johnny Brenda's always had like the 90s parties and the 2000 parties. So Art History used to sponsor them. That was like one of my favorite things to do, is go to Johnny Brenda's on like a 1996 night or a 1999.
Yep, this is the year.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
those are some of my favorite nights at Johnny Brenda's too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that taco place right down the street from Johnny Brenda's too.
Yep.
Hefe's?
Yes.
It's tacos that truly do not suck.
That's their motto.
Right. So Johnny Brenda's will hold like a special place in my heart just for them. This is the year, and the fact that we sponsor them parties, that was awesome. I know that they did it for over 10 years. I hope that they bring them back someday.
Me too.
Well, we look forward to, you know what, the good way to help do that is hopefully you'll be opening up another location in Fishtown very, very soon, so everybody can, all the thousands upon thousands who come can really enjoy your stuff. Jay Pross, I truly appreciate you, my friend. You do great work, and proud to know you, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, buddy. Kay, by the way, what shirt are you wearing today?
I am actually wearing Devilfish Inc.'s pandemic tee, which is Social Distancing Champs 2020.
Did you win that?
No, this was actually
Did you win that title? I mean,
no.
The Social Distancing Champ?
Unfortunately not. But this was a shirt that Brian from Devilfish Inc. put out as a fundraiser for a bunch of local businesses.
Love it, love it, love it.
So, of course, I had to get one.
Before we sign off, Matt, can we do the C Nation one more time?
And his name is
Marc Alazzo. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Jay. And it's been another historic episode of Find It in Fishtown Live. Have some happy, happy, joy, folks. Enjoy your day. See you next week.
happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.